All things Randi at RandiRhodes.com.
Go for launch.
Speaking truth to power, the Randi Rhodes Show.
Okay, so there's a news story about Mark Robinson's sexual peccadillos, let's say, which seem to be very attractive to Donald Trump because everyone in his crew, everyone in his crowd, everyone around him seems to have issues around sex and sexual behaviors that are appropriate or wanted even, and those that are not. Remember, Donald Trump, has actually been found liable for raping E. Jean Carroll. I mean, that's just a thing. It's just, a true thing. It's just something that has happened by a jury of his peers in his hometown of New York City, right? And so, birds of a feather do something together with an F. I don't know what to say, but Epstein, P. Diddy. Yes, it was Aubrey O'Day. That's who it was. Aubrey O'Day. She was on The Apprentice, and Donald Trump asked her, as the host of the very fake Apprentice, whether or not she would say something nice about P. Diddy because he loves P. Diddy. He hangs out with P. Diddy. There's a million pictures of him with P. Diddy, who, by the way, was refused bail yesterday. Refused bail. Not because he's a flight risk so much as he is a risk to the people that he shares neighborhoods with. He's a risk to, because he has threatened the women who have come forward now. There's 50 witnesses against him, just so you know what that case is. 50 witnesses against Diddy. There are phone calls. There's tapes. There's tapes that he made on his phone, okay, that he used to blackmail women saying, you see this? This is you. And this was you on drugs that we gave you. And, if you say anything about me, my reputation, anything at all, you ruin my career, you try and, do anything, I will embarrass you. I will cause you such harm. Right. And so the judge said he's a danger to the women who have come forward. He's a danger to people around him. He's a danger to anybody that is cooperating. Can't let him out. So he's rotting in the Brooklyn correctional facility, which is a hellhole. Not Brooklyn, the correctional facility. I'm from Brooklyn. But, yeah. And that's why he can't. Anyway, there was Donald Trump on The Apprentice sticking up for P. Diddy, and now Mark Robinson, who he says is the next Martin Luther King Jr. on steroids. And what's apparently happened here is a deadline is quickly approaching in North Carolina. And it's very important that you understand that the path to 270 for Donald Trump runs right through North Carolina. And when people like me and others who are studying, the path to 270 or the electoral map or I don't look at the polls as much as I look at, the path that's available to a candidate to get to 270 in the Electoral College. Donald Trump has to go through North Carolina. He absolutely has to. And we were saying the other day, I mean, it just seems like so unbelievable that it could be an early night. It really could, because if Donald Trump, now I said North Carolina closes early, closes at 7:30 Eastern, right? And not only does it close early, they're allowed to count their mail-in ballots ahead of time. As they come in, they can tabulate them and keep, the totals separate and, not combine them and dump them out until the polls are closed at 7:30 in North Carolina. But also, in addition to these two factoids, there was this other thing hanging out there, and it was Mark Robinson. Literally hanging out there. Ew. And so now there's a story that's been leaked to the press today, Thursday, September, 19th? The deadline in North Carolina for changing the Republican candidate tonight is the cutoff. They've already, having his name on the ballot is already a sure thing. The deadline to take his name off the ballot has already passed. I think tomorrow North Carolina starts sending out absentee ballots, right? And overseas ballots, to the veterans and, citizens who live overseas but are entitled to vote because they're still citizens of the United States, right? Those ballots go out tomorrow. There's no way to take his name off the ballot. However, the Republican Party of North Carolina can name somebody to be the new nominee, but it has to happen tonight. So all of a sudden today, the story starts percolating, right? about how there's new evidence about his, sexual preferences. And I don't know what they are. I honestly don't. Just that there's evidence that he was active on an adult website. Now, when you say active in website, to me, I think of, people putting comments or people buying things or something traceable, trackable, something learnable about a person's behavior on a website, right? Whether it's cookies that say, you like maxi skirts, or it's cookies that say you like blue 3/4 zip, polo shirts. I don't know. So he is running against a very, very, very smart guy who happens to be the Attorney General of the great state of North Carolina. His name's Josh Stein. And all of a sudden today, Mark Robinson puts out this prebuttal. He recorded this just, a little while ago. It's very fresh, I must say, saying that, and we don't even know, and he won't say like what the story is going to be, but he knows there's a story that's coming out about him. So he did a pre-denial, a prebuttal of an unknown story. So something is so devastating to his candidacy that he felt the need to come out and say this.
Hey guys, Lieutenant Governor Robinson and your Republican nominee for governor as well, of course. Well, guys, the news media is at it again. My opponent is at it again. You all have seen the half-truths and outright lies of Josh Stein on these ads over and over again. And now a story leaked by him to CNN is appearing now. Let me reassure you, the things that you will see in that story, those are not the words of Mark Robinson. You know my words, you know my character, and you know that I have been completely transparent in this race and before. Folks, this race right now, our opponents are desperate to shift the focus here from the substantive issues and focus on what you are concerned with to salacious tabloid trash. We cannot allow that to happen. And folks, we've seen this type of stuff in the past as well. Clarence Thomas famously once said he was the victim of a high-tech lynching. Well, it looks like Mark Robinson is too, by a man who refuses to stand on stage and debate me about the real issues that face you. Instead, they want to focus on salacious tabloid lies. We're not going to let them do that. We are staying in this race. We are in it to win it. And we know that with your help, we will. God bless you. And we will see you where? On the campaign trail.
So I just need to add this little detail to his prebuttal from an unknown story that he says is untrue, but won't say what it is. He was supposed to be on stage with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, right? Because he endorsed Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. And he is apparently not welcome at any of the rallies for Trump or J.D. Vance. In fact, he was supposed to speak at the Vance appearance on Wednesday, yesterday. But he wasn't there because he wasn't welcome. So his office announced, and now you can see that video, which runs sort of counter to this narrative I'm about to say. The excuse that his campaign gave about why he was not on the stage with J.D. Vance wasn't that he wasn't welcome. It was that he had COVID. He doesn't look COVID-y to me, but if it is COVID, Paxlovid. I guess that would do it, right? That would knock it out. Just trying to figure my way out of this, conundrum. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.